Actually, she isn't even the top performer on the roster. Kelsey Mitchell holds that title, which is sure to spark some debate. And if that turns into a conversation, it's a positive development for Indiana. I appreciate you pointing that out. It's great news because when you have a player putting up 45 points
in 29 minutes is not the best player on the team, then that team should be pretty darn good. And Kelsey Mitchell, by the way, has played like an MVP. So that is not, all praise is due to Kelsey Mitchell, who has been absolutely incredible. And if you're comparing the games of Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, they're a little bit different, obviously, right? Because Caitlin is more of a playmaker than Kelsey. Kelsey is wired to score, but Kelsey has been absolutely brilliant.
Clark's recent win. This highlights that the real narrative is the strength of the Fever's backcourt duo. The underlying story is the growing synergy between them, shifting away from my turn, your turn, play to a cohesive, rhythmic attack. This development is terrifying for the rest of the league. You can watch
Kelsey on the backdoor cuts. I feel like this play is a replay of so many different plays, but Kelsey, you see her, you can see like almost the eye contact there. Allen loses her for 1 second. Caitlin's about to fire that sucker through, threads the needle. Kelsey scores. Kelsey is so fast, by the way. It's unbelievable to watch her and Caitlin's vision.
Caitlin possesses high-end speed with the ball too. Mitchell can score in so many ways, while Caitlin is among the best at attacking the rim off the bounce. And we can't forget the long-range shooting. Kelsey's consistency from deep is steady. It's hard to know how to defend them when they're locked in sync and fueling.
Like Kelsey did on this play, because usually, it would be Caitlin finding Kelsey, but when the ball gets back to Caitlin, and we're starting to see that more and more with the Fever, that is going to unlock a whole nother dimension for Indiana and get Clark easier shots. So here's Kelsey. She uses that up fake on Stewie there, as you can see, and you have to close out on Kelsey, as deadly as she's been from beyond the arc. Then she goes around her, and you see Caitlin relocating. This
juggle
is just
all these responsibilities while staying locked in on Caitlin. They must keep a tight watch on her well outside the arc, maintaining that defensive intensity. Obviously, Kelsey's positioning demands constant attention. Then, during the secondary motion, if Caitlin breaks loose, spare a thought for Breanna Stewart here. Look at how this sequence begins. It's actually a net.
From Breanna Stewart. The beginning of this play, she's closing out on Kelsey Mitchell at the three-point line. And Breanna Stewart's as long as anybody. Kelsey gets by her, as she does everybody. And then Stewie actually has the wherewithal and the presence to get back out to Clark, because obviously I don't think you're going to see any of the other players there, John Quell, or is that Astier in the middle, get out
toward her, closing the gap again. But Caitlin Clark skillfully employs that sidestep move to manufacture enough separation to sink the shot. That's genuinely frightening. It's terrifying because Stewart played that perfectly and offered the best defensive effort imaginable. Now, concerning that chemistry I mentioned, that is exactly what Kelsey Mitchell
talked about herself after the game. Clearly, you're only hearing Kelsey keep it business, keep it basketball. That's one of the things people have to appreciate about her.
I think that's just my mentality. I don't have time to be talking to nobody and celebrating and stuff like that, man. I'll be honest with you, man. They always laugh at me like I'm old, but I really just don't have time, man. It's about me finding the stuff that matters and makes sense. I'm more of a controllable person. I control what I can control, and my game and my work, and being able to have a relationship with my teammates and have a dynamic chemistry with C and 7 is important. And I think that's my controllables, and so I don't need to do no talking.
Play on the court says everything that needs to be said. It has spoken volumes. Kelsey Mitchell was truly phenomenal. And now Stephanie White also spoke regarding Caitlin Clark after the game. We're aware Caitlin is progressing through her recovery. She played back-to-back games, and I felt the coach's remarks were quite insightful.
Yeah, she seemed to be feeling pretty good. I mean, I think we'll get more of a sense tomorrow. There were times where I felt like she looked like she was a little off balance, but nothing that I thought was concerning. She played. I thought she played heavy minutes. I thought she did a really good job of taking what they gave her. Her facilitating was outstanding. She wasn't making the same kind of shot she was making yesterday, but I think that's to be expected on a back-to-back for the first time in a couple of seasons.
With Caitlin, got the tech there in the first quarter. Did you get explanation on that technical foul? And then secondly, because it's 6 and 8, you get suspended. Does that conversation around that suspension get louder?
Yeah, I didn't ask for an explanation. I think there was a reaction probably after a call or no call. I don't remember exactly at that moment. But yeah, I mean, certainly there are conversations, and there have to be conversations. It's a long season. And then, certainly after you get to the 8, I don't know what it is. What is it, like every two? Yeah. Every 2 after that. So making sure that we're strategic in using our technical fouls.
Honestly, Stephanie White appears much more at ease lately. I'm wondering if perhaps Friday night's performance by Caitlin Clark served as a reset for everyone, because the narrative,
it shifted the conversation back to basketball, right? It made it impossible for anybody to front on Caitlin Clark. And then, of course, people were going to look for anything to nitpick the next night. They are playing a back-to-back, so coach is correct. Of course, her legs might not be the same.
How Clark stayed competitive, utilizing her drives to attack the rim and force her way to the charity stripe. She earned several and ones, even though some calls didn't go her way, including that technical we mentioned. Still, the focus on strategy was a positive.
And you can just sense it. It almost feels like a weight has come off of the fever. You can see it in the body language and the tone of the coach right there. And I think you can see it out on the floor with the way they're playing a lot more freely, which includes that combination between Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. And that was one of the things that was missing. I still think they got to get into a full rhythm with the big 3.
While the roster isn't perfect, when your foundation consists of Boston, Mitchell, and Clark, and you're witnessing Clark and Mitchell both hitting their strides simultaneously, the team's potential
just climbs then. And Clark and Mitchell, you just can't, I don't think you can game plan for it, but if they're both healthy and they're both at full strength, I don't think you can defend both. Because
Caitlin acts as a playmaker. If you commit extra defenders to Caitlin, no one is left, capable of handling her in a solo matchup. If you shift your defensive focus toward Kelsey to neutralize her, naturally, Caitlin will find room to operate. And once she starts breaking loose through those follow-up plays, you're in real trouble. Seriously, you're finished.